How did you attract or address your audience? One of the ways in which I tried to make my magazine appeal to my audience was through the chosen lexis. Within the text of my magazine is a mixed register, evident within the body text of the double-page spread article alone, with the formal rather beautiful to the colloquial dos about. This mixed register caters for an audience who are in the most part still studying, and so have somewhat of a value for reading what is deemed proper English, as it almost validates the reading of a magazine over a textbook, as it is still intellectually stimulating and informative in the way that it allows teenage readers to exercise their reading skills. That being said, this publication's primary purpose is to entertain its audience, and so for a mixed register the more formal aspects of the text are not daunting, as this is inconsistent. The switch to informal register almost creating the feel of a peer conversation and a friendly welcoming to the magazine which the targeted audience in particular would appreciate due to the dramas as standard of such an age group. Another way in which I tried to make my magazine accessible to my audience is by including issues I felt were significant to my readership. For example, one of my cover lines reads "Gnarl" on other rappers' use of the N-word. This cover line I feel will be particularly effective in strengthening this magazine's appeal to a universal audience in terms of ethnicity. As from the euphemistic phrasal of a word members of my audience may find offensive, it is connoted this article will be anti-racism, which ethnic minority readers may feel empowering and relevant to read. I also think this is a relevant cover line for the majority of my target audience, as the use of degenerate terms to particular groups such as Afro-Caribbeans and females is an ongoing issue within the rap genre. This is a similar case with the article headline, "Not Just a Boys' Game," featured on the contents page, connoting a positive message about the magazine's value for gender equality, further welcoming the slightly swayed female target audience and earning the male audience's respect, whilst teaching a positive message to all. Considering the indie side of my hybrid genre and my use of lexis, I also tried to include cutesy and nature-based imagery, such as the comparison more the size of a squirrels than the average humans, when mentioning the artist's stuffed cheeks in the body text of my double-page article. Comparing to a squirrel and discussing the artist's cheeks in general creates an endearing image that would be appreciated by the more indie side of my audience and the largely female audience as a whole. I also included a repeated use of slang and initialism such as cray, trashy, WGM and conversate to further appeal to such a young audience. Language is continuously adapting, especially so within the 16 to 26-year-old age bracket, and with the pressure of image there is a pressure to keep on trend in terms of even words and phrases used. By including such language, my magazine serves the element of uses and gratification theory, of establishing or building relationships by teaching the audience how to speak, and again makes the publication feel more like a friend addressing the reader than a group of editors of whom they have no real relationship with. As a final note on lexis, I included the occasional mild swear words, i.e. bitches, in another bid to make my magazine accessible to my audience. As a largely teenage audience, the readers of my magazine are going to be in a mindset of rebellion and adult-like immaturity, and so would appreciate a light use of swearing. Such a use also indicates a minimum age boundary of my publication, meaning the target market feel like they are reading a magazine designed for them, not for, say, a 14-year-old, which could otherwise create a feeling of embarrassment to be seen reading ill magazine. Also, I stress that this is only an occasional and weak use of swearing, so as not to put off those within the audience who find such language offensive. Another way, as mentioned earlier, I tried to make my magazine appeal to my targeted audience was through my house style. The colour scheme of black, white and donkey purple is relatively neutral in terms of gender, ensuring that neither sex would feel embarrassed to be seen from my magazine, and I feel the fonts constructing my house style too are very appropriate considering the age group in focus. My magazine uses primarily a slick sans serif, as seen in major parts of each page, such as the masthead, the cover lines, subheads, captions and pull quotes, a font connoting modernity and contributing to a smooth, considered and minimalistic house style. As inspired by my research into Clash magazine, I also decided to include a one-off, iconic font within each page of my magazine, one that is a serif, but due to the tall, slim style lettering, I feel remains what 16 to 26-year-olds would deem edgy and stylish. The rare use of this font also pronounces to the reader that the text in this font is of particular significance, and so, if they are to only read one thing on that given page, it should be that piece of text, aiding the reader's ease of navigation. I also hinted at online content throughout the course of my magazine, which not only makes the brand more accessible and provides a richer reading experience, but also appeals particularly to my targeted age group, all of whom are more likely than any other age group to have a laptop or computer as standard, as well as an internet-enabled smartphone. I appreciate that magazines, though they are still very popular, are slowly being taken over in the industry by technological advances. My magazine's technological convergence means the gap between physical and digitally distributed products is breached, and so Elle magazine coincides with the industry trends, which is particularly crucial considering my trend-setting and following audience. Finally, I made my magazine appealing to those within and outside of my target market for a use of Lexis within a one-of-a-kind, brand-new semantic field. This is evident over all 3 pages, though the most effective in appeal of course is on the front cover, where examples such as Uncovered and Unleashed, Exclusively, Latest and Introducing can all be seen. Such Lexis connotes that Elle magazine contains information that is brand new and unseen, creating reader excitement and curiosity, of which should compel them to purchase my magazine.